Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here and you'd like to catch up with us, just go to the playlists under Unpacking Challenging Transits from Pluto. And there's a heap of videos there. If you go way back, there's my hero's journey as well, and my experiences of Pluto and a challenging aspect to my natal sun, a conjunction. So today's video is called Pluto and the fixed signs. So our fixed signs are Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. And the reason for this video is that even though Pluto's heading back into Capricorn now, a cardinal sign, Pluto will be transiting Aquarius, a fixed sign, for 20 years. So let's learn a little bit more about why a fixed sign is called a fixed sign. So I do have some notes on my whiteboard just so I don't forget anything. So if I'm looking up, that's what I'm doing. So let us start. So I've got some keywords for the fixed signs. And the first fixed sign is Taurus in our zodiac, right? Because we start with Aries, the newborn, a cardinal sign. Then the first fixed sign after Aries is Taurus. The next fixed sign is Leo. The next fixed sign is Scorpio. And last but not least is Aquarius. Now, each of those fixed signs are a different element. So Taurus is earth, Leo is fire, Scorpio is water, and Aquarius is air. Okay, so the key words of the fixed signs are stable, stabilizing. So they're very grounded, the fixed signs, they root in. Now, this is probably why they're looked upon as being stubborn. It's not stubbornness, really, even though it can be seen that way from others looking onto them. It's because they're grounded, they're fixed in, they're consistent, they're the doers of the zodiac. They have strong endurance and a lot of stamina to get the job done. They're also able to focus their energy on whatever they're wanting to complete. And they're the power horses. They're the power horses of our zodiac. Now, something you need to understand. The fixed sign comes after a cardinal sign. And the cardinal signs is where Pluto has been in a cardinal sign, Capricorn. So the cardinal signs, the first one in our zodiac is Cancer, then Libra, then Capricorn, and Aries. So we start with Aries as the first cardinal sign. And what a cardinal sign does, it creates great ideas, ideals, and brings out the idea. And the fixed sign can run with it and can finish the job to the end. So we in the zodiac, we all have a part to play. So a cardinal sign is seen as a leader. However, they're leading a new idea. In Aries' case, they're the pioneers. In Cancer's case, they're the nurturers of the family. So they lead the family in some respects. Libra, they're great delegators. They can lead the corporation and get the job done and delegate the different jobs to the different ones. And then the Capricorn, as far as the leader goes, is the CEO of the company. It's at the top of the chart, the goat at the top of the mountain, looking down, making sure everything's done with integrity. Must have integrity. Capricorns must have wonderful integrity to lead from that perspective. And we've just had Pluto go through Capricorn, and now we can see the holes in our leadership all over the world. All these corporate companies, the paybacks, all the corruption, these aren't good leaders. That is not the CEO Capricorn model. I can tell you that now. Transparency and integrity is what the Capricorn, true Capricorns hold within themselves. Okay, so after the Capricorn, we have the Aquarius, another fixed sign. So that's how it sort of moves as far as the seasons go. So the idea comes from the Cardinal sign, then the fixed sign, who has so much strength and stamina, endurance, and can ground themselves to get the job done and to finish the job. Okay, so can you see the fixed signs? You know, they're so valuable to us as a society, but they can be seen as stubborn, because if they fix themselves and they won't move, even if a train's coming towards them because of their principles, then they're in trouble. And now that Pluto will be moving through into Aquarius, a fixed air sign, it is going to oppose Leo, fixed fire, and square Scorpio and Taurus. Taurus, fixed earth, Scorpio, fixed water. So these will be challenging. That is going to be a challenging aspect to everybody who has got the sun in those fixed signs. And if you have other planets in those fixed signs, Scorpio will be challenging, Pluto, sorry, will be challenging aspects of yourself, digging deep. Now, positive aspects of these fixed signs, they're calm, they can work and stay on track. So they're calmly working, grounded, down to earth, confident. They're confident and they're self-reliant. Okay, so they're focused on the job. They're not needy for others to help them or push them along. They have that inbuilt as fixed signs. They're trustworthy and loyal. They're great employees. If you want a really good hard worker, well, your fixed sign would be it. They're steady, reliable, persistent, and also patient, because to get to the end of the job, they need to be patient. Now, with Aries, they're wonderful pioneers. They have great ideas, but they don't quite get to the end. So having a Taurus there for an Aries who has a great idea would be a good thing. So keep this in mind, you know, when you're looking out there and needing help and needing a job done, your fixed signs would be the ones. Now, in the negative, you know, where this can manifest negatively for fixed signs is they do have a tendency to need to be in control. Now, why would they need to be in control? Well, because they can see what needs to be done. They're reliable. So perhaps in their minds, they may think that I'm the only one that can get this job done. So therefore, they exert some control over others. And that is a negativity, because that's holding on too tight. They can come across as bossy, opinionated and single-minded, inflexible and rigid. And they can also be petulant. And what is petulance is being childish and having a tanty, sulking, and can be bad-tempered, right? So we're not having a go at you, fixed signs. This is just the negative polarity of the fixed energy. So why am I doing this video? Because I ask, when Pluto finally settles into Aquarius, that the fixed signs use their fixed energy to do the work, do the inner work. Use that energy to do the inner work, because Pluto will win out. And if you drag it along in stubbornness, it's only going to prolong what Pluto is desiring for your potential, for your true potential. Now, 15 degrees of those signs in astrology is seen as a magical degree. So the 15 degrees of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio is seen by astrology as a point of magic and it's a powerful degree. And power is released from that 15 degrees point. So have a look in your chart and see if you've got 15 degrees of the fixed signs. You can use that energy to release power, positive power, not power over others, power within. That's what we're headed for, power within. We've seen power over others. Humanity, because Pluto will be transiting Aquarius, humanity will be undergoing a dark night of the soul, and I'll tell you why. The elements. So Taurus, we know as the bull, and Taurus is the earth element, the earth fixed sign. And with the persistence of Taurus, they're able to accumulate and retain possessions, money, material possessions. They're the first earth sign, so they're looking after the self and their family and friends, what have you. They're looking after themselves. The other three elements are there's two intrapersonal, and of course Aquarius is universal. Okay, so Taurus is able to use their persistence and their drive to accumulate material possessions. Now, if you look around your families, really will you find a Taurus down and out on the street? And if we do, it's only for a short period of time, because there's a drive within them, because their security lies in material possessions. That's where they feel secure. And that's who they are. No judgment. Now, the next element is fire, Leo, the lion, big strong lion, and they are intrapersonal, meaning that they are looking to others. So their persistence and their drive from the fixed energy is used for self-expression. What would the world be without Madonna and Mick Jagger and the many Leos out there that are entertaining us? And they look for praise and recognition from others, and that's their drive. They are fixed, and that is their drive to express themselves and be praised by others for doing so, and may in fact encourage and inspire others. Now, this is where Pluto would do its work. I'll just stop with those two. So Pluto will be squaring Taurus. So if Taurus if Taurus has something within them that is stopping them from accumulating their material possessions, then Pluto will work with Taurus in that area. If Leo is doing nothing creatively, no self-expression, there will be issues within, whether they were shut down as children or what have you. And Pluto opposing Leo will work to dig up those issues that are stopping Leo from sharing their beautiful self-expression. Do you understand? So the next one is Scorpio. And Scorpio is the scorpion and is ruled by Pluto. So you could say that Pluto energy is a little fixed. And Pluto is fixed in the fact that Pluto is there to do its job and totally focused on digging up the depths of the underworld, our subconscious, those patterns that we have learned that are not serving us. Scorpio knows very well about the energy of Pluto, and they spend a whole lifetime transforming, dying, transforming, and being reborn. So Scorpio really does know this energy of Pluto. And they are intrapersonal as well. Scorpio is intrapersonal, looking at others. However, the drive and the persistence from Scorpio is not so much on others, but looking to others to try to understand the deeper mysteries in life. And the deeper mysteries are that we, as humans, are walking around on this planet and we're not our true selves. We're not our authentic selves. We have a whole bucket load of other people's opinions, beliefs, and desires that we act out from, and they're not ours. It's not our authentic self. So that's Pluto's job, digging deep, till we find our true self, our true purpose, our own values, not values that have been forced onto us from caregivers, early caregivers, or society. Okay, now last, and the emotional extremes. That's the other thing about Scorpio, is that they can endure fixed so much emotional extreme energy, painful energy. They have the drive and the persistence to dig deep and release that energy by feeling it. It's very secretive. It's in the dark. We don't know what Scorpios are processing, but they certainly do. And it isn't easy. So the last element, and Scorpio's water, the emotional energy. Okay, so if you look at each element, you can see the Taurus, earth, material possessions, what's right in front of us. No woo-woo. And the second one, Leo, fire, here I am, the sun, the third chakra, look what I can do. And then the water, the Scorpio, I go deep into my emotional body. And then Aquarius, Aquarius is universal, it is air. So it's not intrapersonal, it's not looking just on what others in front of them, it's looking at the whole big picture of humanity. And it has persistence and drive to use its intellect to work out the future, always looking to the future, and uses its intellect to the betterment of humanity. So that's Aquarius in its pure, perfect self. So Pluto's going to be transiting Aquarius. And this is why astrologers say that all of humanity will be having a dark night of the soul. When Pluto is in Capricorn, it's about the establishment, the government, our structures, boundaries. And now we're moving into Aquarius, and it's about humanity and where we should go in the future for the betterment of everybody. And that's why it's going to be very interesting, Pluto transiting Aquarius. Now, Aquarians as individuals are not emotionally charged unless they have strong water in their charts. So when Pluto transits Aquarius, whatever is stopping them from being their true individual humanitarian selves is what Pluto will need to work through. And if that is compassion, then that is what it is. And they will have to find that compassion within. If you have known Aquariuses, I've been around lots of Aquariuses. It's the ruler of my 7th house. So Aquarians don't do emotions really well. And if you're emotional around Aquarian, they can't handle it. They have to walk out of the room. And we, as emotional beings, can sometimes look at Aquarians and say, God, they're harsh, they're so cold. However, Aquarians will be maturing with the Pluto transit. And it'll be very interesting to observe in our Aquarian people. But as far as humanity goes, we're all in this boat. We're all going to be going through a dark night of the soul. You may know what that energy feels like, so you're on board already. We're already talking about it, and we're just going to keep talking about it and bring it out into the open where it's not hidden, so that we can find freedom for all of humanity. Now, the 4 fixed signs rule 4 houses in our astrology chart. The 2nd house of values, finances, that's Taurus's domain. The 5th house of creativity and expression, which is a huge part of ourselves. Creating, we are always creating. We want to consciously create. That is our potential, to consciously create, to keep that creative energy moving through our body, because the creative energy sits in the second chakra along with our wounded child. And I have discussed that before. When we're in the wound, it's very hard to go and create something. However, being creative can help heal the wounded part of ourselves in the second chakra. The other house is the 8th house. That's Scorpio's domain, and that is the house of transformation for all of us. And the 11th house, ruled by Aquarius, is the group and our hopes and our wishes for ourselves and for humanity. So they're called the Succeedant houses. So in your chart, the 2nd house, the 5th house, the 8th house, and the 11th house will require stability and fixed energy from us. Now, that will be difficult if you have mutable signs ruling those houses, like Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Gemini, because they're not fixed at all. They're changeable. They're moving along. So this is where we get conflict in our chart. We have conflict when we have mutable signs ruling fixed houses. And we need to balance that out and work that out individually for ourselves. So if you can't understand why you're not so stable and you haven't got the stick with it, it's probably because you've got a mutable sign ruling those succeedant houses. They represent areas of life where consistency and steadiness are desirable, where it's comfortable. It's about collection, security, acquisitions, and commitment. Okay. And the planets there ask for that. So if you've got any of the planets that are in your 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 11th houses are asking for some stability. Okay. And if that's hard, it's because of the conflicting energies. And that's what makes us all so special and so different. And that's why astrology is such a huge, huge topic. You cannot judge anybody by their sun sign, even by their rising and their moon sign. It is so much bigger than that. Okay, so I'm going to finish it there. That's all the notes I've got. But that's what makes fixed fixed. It's not just they're stubborn. It's not that. They're reliable. They're actually very reliable. But I ask those fixed signs, because they're going to be having challenging aspects. I ask them to use their fixity and channel that in to do their inner work. Okay? Use that fixed, persistent, stick at it, power horse energy to do the inner work. Okay? That's powerful, and it can be done, easily done, easily done. Stick at it, go down deep, feel the feelings, let the people go who have to leave your life because you've been holding on to them through codependency, addictions. All of that stuff will come up for the fixed signs because it's challenging aspects. So I love you, and I'll speak to you all soon. Okay, and take care. Please leave a comment. Love the comments, and more to come.